Alvar Emberumanar, Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam, Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam. We've had praNaya kalaham Utsavam in SrIrangam as part of Panguni Brahmotsavam recently. This praNaya kalaham is a very beautiful incident. It's a wonderful event which is happening every year during this Panguni Brahmotsavam. On the 7th day of Panguni Brahmotsavam, Sri Ranganatha Namberumal will go to Tayar Sanidhi and will enjoy Tirumanjanam in the Mandapam in front of Tayar Sanidhi. Tayar being the presiding deity of this Sanidhi, she is the one who is overseeing all the activities. Once that Tirumanjanam is over, Namberumal leaves from there and then he returns back to his Sanidhi. On the next day, in the evening, there is Ashwavahanam, horse Vahanam, and that is on 8th day of the Utsavam. And on the 9th day, we have this praNaya kalaham Utsavam, which is also known as Matayadi Utsavam. On this 9th day, in the morning, Namberumal goes around the temple and then through the inside prakaram, Chakra Talvar, Sudarshana Chakra Talvar prakaram, he comes to Tayar Sanidhi and he tries to enter into Tayar Sanidhi. Why is he coming there? Because that is the 9th day is the Panguni Uttram day. On that day, Namberumal, Sri Ranganatha and Sri Ranganachiyar are supposed to have Serthi Utsavam. On this only one day throughout the year, this is the only day when Sri Ranganatha and Sri Ranganachiyar are seated together and they also enjoy Tirumanjanam together. And this is the same day when Bhagavad Ramanuja recited Gadyatrayam in front of the divine couple. That is why we also recite Gadyatrayam in front of the divine couple on this particular day. So for that Serthi Utsavam, he is trying to enter into Sri Ranganachiyar's Sannidhi. At the main gate itself, he is stopped. He tries to quickly enter through the gate, but the Kaikaryaparas of Tayar Sanidhi, they stop Sri Ranganatha from entering in and they close the gates and they send him off. They don't allow him inside. This is because Sri Ranganachiyar is upset. She is angry that Sri Ranganatha has gone away from her to Urayur, that is Kamalavali Nachiyar's place, and had Serthi there, Serthi Utsavam there. There are deeper meanings and essence for this praNaya kalaham Utsavam, which we will see in the end. First, what is praNaya kalaham? PraNaya means love, romance. Kalaham means fight. So this is romantic fight between Sri Ranganachiyar and Sri Ranganatha. So this happens every year on the day of Panguni Uttram. So when Sri Ranganatha is driven away, he becomes helpless and he is waiting outside. At that time he thinks of an idea. He sends his servitors to bring Nammalvar, Shatakopa Swami, to Tayar Sanidhi, because in the presence of Nammalvar, Sri Ranganachiyar will accept his entry. She can be consoled and convinced. For that, Nammalvar is brought to Tayar Sannidhi. So when Nammalvar comes, Sri Ranganachiyar opens the door and she is willing to listen to Sri Ranganatha. She has her reasons to be angry and she is pointing the fingers at Sri Ranganatha. But when Nammalvar is present there, she is willing to debate and resolve the issue. So a big argument, debate happens there between Sri Ranganatha and Sri Ranganachiyar. So first, Nambermal asks, why are you shutting the door on me? For that, Nachiyar, Sri Ranganachiyar says, you have gone around the town and you've been seeking other ladies, other women. I don't like that. Your face looks very tired. Your hair is all inorderly. Your clothes are too inorderly. You have reddish marks on all over your body, like kumkum marks. And then your kasturi tilakam, that is all disturbed. Your feet looks like some reddish paste has been applied to soothen them. So because of all these reasons, I know you've been with other ladies. So you go to wherever you went yesterday. Don't come here. That is what Nachiyar says. For that, Nambermal has to respond now. So Ariyar Swamis, they identify the questions posted by Sri Ranganachiyar and wait for Nambermal's answer. And then Nambermal gives that answer to Ariyar Swami, and now Ariyar Swami will go and tell that to Nachiyar, Sri Ranganachiyar. So throughout this conversation, Nambermal is outside the gate and Sri Ranganachiyar is in her Sannidhi. And in between, we have Ariyar Swamis and Pandari Swamis, and Nammalvar, Shatakopa Swami is overlooking all of this, overlooking all these efforts to resolve the fight here. So Nambermal starts giving answers for all of the issues identified by Sri Ranganachiyar. First he says, my hair is all disturbed, my kasturi tilakam is disturbed, my clothes are disturbed. You are identifying all of these problems. But this is not because of spending time with other ladies. But this is because I have a lot of responsibility for this world. There are many people who are depending upon me. Many evil beasts and monsters are there. So I went to the forest for hunting on my horse. That is why you see my clothes are all disturbed. Because of the air, because of the wind, my hair is all inorderly. They are not proper. Because of the heat, the kasturi tilakam melted and it's also not proper. And he says, because after defeating all the evil forces, the devatas showered a rain of flowers. That is why there is red flowers on him. They are not kumkum marks, but they are all red flowers given by the devatas. And then he says, when I have to ride the horse, I have to keep kicking the horse. That is why my feet is reddish. Feet are reddish. It's not because of someone applying any reddish paste on my feet. So giving all these reasons, Nambermal asks Sri Ranganachiyar to accept him inside. He says he has some flowers, accept those flowers and be together with Sri Ranganatha. So Arya Swamis go and tell this to Nachiyar, and then Sri Ranganachiyar again speaks through Pandaris. Now they say, Nachiyar is telling that whatever you are saying, they are all lies only. Because on the seventh day after Tirumanjanam, you had silently left us without even informing. And when our servants, they followed you and they found that you had gone to Urayur. You were with Kamalavali Nachiyar. So everyone know about what you did. So all your lies will not work here. So you have to leave this place. You cannot come here, says Nachiyar. Now Nambarmal replies for that again. He says, no, you are mistaken. I don't know where is Urayur. I don't know anything about Urayur. I don't know who is Kamalavali Nachiyar. You are mistaken. And he says, if there is a debate, if you cannot convince someone through arguments, we can convince someone through promises, vows. So I can vow that I did not go anywhere. I was just in the temple. I did not go anywhere and I only went for hunting down the evil forces. So I can promise all of this. I can drown in the sea and prove it to you. I can enter fire and prove it to you. I can put my hand in a pot of snakes and then I can prove it to you. And then he says, when there are arguments between two Brahmanas, and if one Brahmana tries to prove that he is speaking only the truth, he will step over another Brahmana and prove that. This way, if he is something which is a lie, then he will hesitate to do that, because stepping over a Brahmana will lead to great sin unless it is done for rightful reasons. So Sri Ranganatha says, because I went to help the Devatas, I can step over them and prove that I only went for them. So these are all many reasons given by Sri Ranganatha, saying that these promises can be done by him. And there is also the other question which Nachiyar posed. Your lips are all very pale, because we know that you have been with another woman. For that also, Sri Ranganatha says, no, it is because I have been blowing the conch to defeat my enemies. That is why my lips are all red. So for every reason, for every vow, whatever vow he says that he will take, he will promise, Nachiyar is going to refute them. So she is saying, first she is saying, you were, during the deluge, you were in the water like a small child, small baby on the banyan leaf. So what is an ocean for you? You can easily go into the ocean and come out. And you said that he will step into fire, enter into fire. For Brahma, you came out of the yajna, the fire only. So what will fire do to you? Nothing will happen if you enter the fire also. And then you say that you will put your hand in a pot of snakes and promise. And if you lie, the snakes will bite you. That's what you say. But Adishesha is your resting place. He is your sandals, he is your umbrella, everything. He will only be in your favor. So he will not bite you, even if you are saying lie. And you are saying that you will step over the Devatas and prove that you are only saying the truth. But Devatas are longing for you to place your lotus feet on them. So even if you're lying, they will not bother. They will accept your lotus feet on their head. In this manner, she is refuting every single promise Sri Ranganatha is willing to make. And then she is also saying that this happens every year. You do the same thing and you come and stand in front of our gates and you ask us to forgive and accept us. But we cannot accept you, says Tayar. For that, finally, Sri Ranganatha says, if Adage Manavadan Sri Ranganatha is standing in front of your gates and you're not letting him in, you're not letting me in, then it will only be an insult for you. It will only be a shame for you that you are making me wait outside your gates. So you accept my flowers and be together with me. Finally, he requests like that, and seeing that Nachiyar is saying that every year you do the same thing because of our fatherly figure, that is Nammalvar, who is present here. We will accept you, we will forgive you, we won't make you wait any longer. And saying this, Nachiyar asks the Namperumal to come inside the gate. And Namperumal Sri Ranganatha comes inside, and he is wearing two garlands, one big garland and one small garland. So he gives the big garland to Nachiyar, SrIranga Nachiyar, and then he gives the small garland to Nammalvar. So Sri Ranganatha enters Tayar's Sannidhi, front mandapam, and he is placed facing Sri Ranganachiyar, and he gives garland and then vastram and then sandalwood paste and Sri Shatakopam to Nammalvar, Shatakopa Swami, and bids him farewell. Nammalvar, having completed his task, having reconciled both Sri Ranganatha and Sri Ranganachiyar, he returns to his Sannidhi happily. So this is the praNaya kalaham Utsavam. And after that, Serthi happens. Perumal and Tayar, both of them remain in the Panguni Mandapam in a high altar, and all the devotees will throng and get they get their darshan. And in the night there will be Gadyatrayam Goshti and then Tirumanjanam for Namperumal and Nachiyar, very elaborate Tirumanjanam. And then the subsequent morning there will be Goratham for Namperumal. So this is how the praNaya kalaham happens in SrIrangam. One interesting aspect which we have to understand is the essence here. They are not like ordinary couples. In this material world we see, in Laukikam we see man and woman, husband and wife fight with each other and so on. But they are divine couple. They don't have any such quarrels for their own sake. So why do they fight like this in public? That is because both Sri Ranganatha and Sri Ranganachiyar are very eager to have more and more Atmas coming to them. That is the intent of Bhagavan. So Nachiyar is also doing Purushakaram, helping all the Atmas to reach Bhagavan. Now if Namperumal goes to just Urayur and be with Kamalavalli Nachiyar, SrIranga Nachiyar is not satisfied with that. She wants Namperumal to help all the Atmas. For that, this praNaya kalaham event is enacted. This Leela is enacted. Because when there is so much enthusiasm and eventful activities, more people will come and become attracted to Sri Ranganatha. That is the whole objective. Objective is to attract Atmas towards Bhagavan. If Sri Ranganatha just comes there and enjoys Serthi, it may not be considered as a very special or big event. But when there is so much activities surround this Serthi Utsavam, this togetherness of Sri Ranganatha and Sri Ranganachiyar, there is so much enthusiasm for many Bhagavatas to come and enjoy this activity. That is why we see thousands of people come and have darshan of Nambirmal and SrIranga Nachiyar during the Sethi Utsavam. So the objective is for Bhagavan and for Nachiyar to attract as many people towards Bhagavan. That is why they are doing these leelas. So all of the Utsavam itself is for attracting more people, and in that specifically this praNaya kalaham is a very special Utsavam. We just enjoyed about that in how that praNaya kalaham happens in SrIrangam. Alvar Emberumanar Jiyar Thirudigade Sharanam, Jiyar Thirudigade Sharanam.
To learn such valuable information about our Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, please download Koyil, Koyil app from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Our website is koyil.org, koyil.org.